This is the morning live. And it's welcome to all who would like to attend, regardless of your skin tone, politics, sexual orientation, religion, or location. The only thing that I require is that you first read my channel description. Something that you are still interested in. Come back, follow the directions, greet everybody peacefully, according to your culture, your custom, and your ways. Bare minimum 2 letters, H and a I. Hi. Shalom, that's a peaceful greeting. Shalom, that's a peaceful greeting. Assalamu alaikum, that's a peaceful greeting. Um, Yo, that's a peaceful greeting. And then after you do that in the comment section, if you'd like to participate in this rising, uh, you can ask a question, make a statement, or you can proceed to troll. Choice is yours. Everyone has free will. However, this live is for the purpose of conversations. So if you have an issue with my content as far as the delivery, step out of your ego. Regardless of the delivery, regardless of my delivery, research the information that I'm providing for yourself to either validate or invalidate it. And if the information I'm providing in my content is invalid, if it's invalid, if it's not true, if it's misinformation, and you can prove it with receipts. And a receipt isn't because I said so. A receipt isn't because somebody told me so. A receipt isn't I have one text outside of all the other text. Okay. But it is a receipt, and it is welcome. In conversations, and the definition shall not deviate from this rising. A conversation is truthful and honest questions and answers using logic, coming with solutions to problems. Solutions to problems. Arguments, debates, and wars are synonymous with leaving problems in their wake. And I go to war. Yeah, I go to war every day against lies. I don't attack people. I attack their mental process. How they think is flawed according to a higher standard, according to a righteous standard, according to a kingdom standard. And the standard that I'm always going on about, this higher standard, is simply the words in red. And I'm not pushing religion and I'm not selling it, but I'm just telling you what works for me, because it works. And that's this. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. For this is the law and the prophets. And you don't have to be a Muslim. You ain't got to be a Christian. You don't have to be a Jew. You don't have to be an atheist or a Satan worshiper to agree that that is righteous. That's fair. And I'm going to put on my glasses because we have our first visitor to the live this morning in the comments section. We haven't decided on the topic this rising, but I have decided on the topic. And before I reveal the topic for this rising, I want to say grand rising to Steakhouse. Steakhouse, thank you for joining this rising. And Cotton Coleman, if you missed the beginning of the live, please rewind it, go back and follow the directions. I appreciate you watching this rising. Okay, today's topic is going to be tongues. It's going to be tongues. Okay. And Steakhouse, if you would type your letters in English and not Hebrew. English, not Hebrew. Because I noticed that the first thing that you typed was not shalom. I would greatly appreciate it. And you're not slick. Okay? And you really should read your Torah, because it says if you speak in tongues and no one translates your tongue, it's a demon that speaks. Now, if that upsets you, don't be upset at me. Be upset at your Torah. Okay? And you're supposed to say hi first. First. Before you type anything else. Okay? And I do appreciate you, Steakhouse, for joining this rising. But you're typing in Sanskrit and you're typing in Hebrew. And if you're not translating it for the other 3 people in the room and myself, my question to you is respectful, because this live is about conversations. And that question is respectful. What is your intention? Because you got one more time and then you out of here. What is your intention this rising? And you can state that in English or in English characters. That they have a translate on your keyboard. There's a translate on your keyboard. See how you type IDK, right? You type IDK. If you don't know, that's fine. Today's topic is, and I thank the Most High that you came in the way that you did, believe it or not, because it deals with the topic for this rising. And that's tongues. Tongues. Another word for tongues is languages. Languages. Language. And as humanity has gone throughout the time, and before we begin, I already did this, but I do this for the purposes of the live. Today's a special day. Today's a special day because there were some people that were breathing yesterday that aren't breathing today. And Grand Rise in your news, yeah, there were some people that were breathing yesterday. They ain't breathing today. That's what makes it a special day. Okay? And here's another reason why today is a special day. Today is a special day because throughout the annals of time, history, space, the cosmos, and existence itself, there's never, ever, 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 ever been a day like today. Like right now. And after today is gone, it's never coming back. And if you watch my content, I'm the Mad Trucker. I don't tell grown folks what to do. I simply share what works. Okay? I simply share what works. And this is what would work for everybody. But this standard that I'm trucking with, say that everybody ain't going to subscribe to it. But I'm going to put it out, and I'm going to keep putting it out. And that standard is this. If you cannot help somebody, I mean, if you can, today, this day, today, if you can help somebody, regardless of their religion, politics, if you can help somebody in a positive, and constructive manner, and it's no cheese off your toast, no skin off your back, help that person. And if you cannot help that person, or if you just refuse to help that person because you just really don't like this person, for no reason, by the way, because these are people you don't know, right? Then simply leave that person alone. Simply leave that person alone. And the ghostly comment is a perfect example of that point in what they typed. Because that's not the topic. And I guarantee you, ghostly, and I'm not going to say the last part of that person's name, is not going to elaborate, is not going to clarify their semantics with those words that they just typed in the comment section. Because they're deviant. And they're doing something in this live they wouldn't want done to them, which proves that the higher standard is valid. So thank you for your trolling. And Dina, I missed you. Shalom. Welcome to the live. Shalom means peace be up to you. Not I'm going to come blow your house up. Because I know there's a lot of confusion when it deals with tongues. But it's not really confusing. If you use a little common sense, a little kingdom sense. Don't think like a commoner. Think like a king. And Shalom called the stuff. Think like a king. Think like a king. King don't like confusion. King don't like something that you give him has to be of value, right? If you give a king something, has to be of value, right? Has to be something of value. King ain't gonna want it if it ain't worth nothing, right? So and the thing is, we are all royalty in our own right because we are one of one. Just like today. Today, there's a lot of people being born today. New to the world, right? And every baby that's born today is unique and wonderfully made. And if that's what you have, then please rewind the live and you can go ahead and participate in the comment section in the format, and I'll answer your question. But if you don't follow the format, Luffy is better. I'm not going to engage in a way that you think I'm going to engage with you respectfully. So just rewind the live, okay? Follow the directions and come back. now and ask your question. Well, you're not here. You're not here for. You're not here for the topic. So please enjoy your day, Luffy, and thank you for proving that the standard that I'm talking about, everybody ain't gonna subscribe to it. And konnichiwa to my visitor. If you would please type your letters in English, because all of this deals with the topic. If you notice, you go back and look at some of these comments. The people watching me right now, they comprehend English. If they do not comprehend the English language, they're not going to understand the message. Furthermore, if the people in the comment section that are not typing in English letters, don't type those English letters, they're here to disrupt. They're here not because they want to participate. They're here because of their egos, and they feel like that, you know. Good night to you as well, and thank you for joining this rise, and I appreciate you typing in English. But what you could do is have a conversation with me and tell me what you type means in English. That way, I would know if I see those characters again exactly what they mean, and that would edify the assembly, and that would make some kingdom sense. I mean, if you have common sense. And that would mean iron sharpens iron. Conversations are truthful and honest questions and answers. And tongues, if you speak in a tongue or if you speak in a language, and a lot of tongues are different, especially in English. If you speak English, there are different tongues in English. You don't believe me? If you go to New York, Northeast Coast, they don't sound like people in the South. They don't sound the same. And there are certain things that they say that would confuse a Southerner. And a Southerner might say some things that would confuse somebody that's a Northerner that lives up north. Because there's a disconnect with certain words. Matter of fact, it goes deeper than that. In England, across the pond, if you want to smoke a cigarette, if you want a cigarette, Mad Trucker smoked for years. I still fight that demon. But if you wanted a cigarette, you would ask somebody for a fag. But if you come to America and you ask somebody for a fag, they're gonna and that person is not a part of the LGBT community, they're gonna look at you crazy. If you don't tell that person what you're really asking for. And if that person is quick to anger, if that person is not righteous, who hears that person ask for a fag, not knowing that they're asking for a cigarette, if they're quick to anger, they're not righteous. So if the person asking for that cigarette in their tongue, ask for a fag, right? Doesn't explain it. Look, a fag means a cigarette where I come from. Okay? They're about their ego because all they're thinking about is a cigarette. They're not thinking about teaching somebody the message or their language. There's a disconnect. If the person just jumps and say, hey, man, I ain't no, it snaps off. Okay? They're quick to anger, and we're not supposed to be quick to anger. We're not supposed to be quick to anger. So both people in that instance, they're not being righteous, but they could be. If first, the person say, hey, do you have a fag? Hey, mate, you got a fag? Man, I ain't got no fag. And he's sitting there smoking cigarettes. Mate, you didn't have to be so rude. You got a fag in your mouth. This ain't no fag, this is a cigarette. Oh, and the guy smoking, he's not quick to get mad this time. Oh, this what y'all call those in England? Fag? Oh, man, yeah, you can have one. You see how tongues can confuse a message? You know, the Mad Trucker struggles with his colorful metaphors when the camera's off. I'm not gonna make no excuses for it. That's me. You know, and those colorful metaphors, they're a tongue too. They're a tongue too. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not gonna get to this younger generation, and every other word is what you call cussing if you don't speak their tongue. And just because they cussing don't mean that they can't be righteous. No matter where you are, who you are, you can be clean. It's like this load I'm hauling, right? There are different versions that hold do unto others as you have them do unto you. My last visitor in the comment section typed some kanji characters, right? Those are kanji characters, right? Now those characters, if you just jump in and you start typing those characters and there's nobody else that understands those characters, they're gonna know that that's a demon that's speaking through you. It's just like the individual that came early and they were typing the Hebrew characters, steakhouse. And I'm not putting nobody out, but there's a format. And before I let everybody know that today's topic is tongues, they were typing in Hebrew characters. So it wasn't like they were typing that message for me, unless they know I understand those characters. And if I understand those characters, right? And I do, then I'm the only one that's getting that message. But this is a live for everybody. Welcome to everybody to teach one another, to have a meeting of the minds where we can wrestle with the higher standard, wrestle with that message, that do unto others as you have them do unto you, for this is the law and the prophets. Because I'm pretty sure you can write that in kanji characters, you can write it in Hebrew, you can write it in Sanskrit, you can write it in any language. And a language is a tongue. And due to chattel slavery, due to the abuse of copper-colored people in America, yeah, we use a lot of colorful metaphors when we speak to one another. And that's the whole controversy with the N-word, if you really want to be honest. Why white people can't say it. And how that pseudoscience of race got everybody messed up in the head. Because it has everybody messed up in the head. Everybody's had a taste of that wax. I had a friend named Dominic that people would call white. You say, "What's up, my nigga?" all the time. And I would return the sentiment, because it is a sentiment. And if anybody mess with Dominic, they got to mess with me, because, hey, me and Dominic, we cool. And Dominic, he know what I'm hauling. He don't want to break the seal. And that's Dominic's choice. And I don't press him to, because everybody's given free will. But Dominic, he's a stand-up guy. He's a stand-up guy. Man come, he helped me when I was on the side of the road. And nobody would come help me. Not even my friends that are. And some of them could have and refused to. Some of them, when I broke down on the side of the road, it looked like this, were closer to where I live, to where I broke down, than Dominique was. Dominique had to drive further to come help me than some of my other associates that are in the same color skin, look just like me. Now, is Dominique really white? Because if you call him white, he gonna have something to say to you. Look, man, I don't. No, I ain't white. I ain't one of these hillbillies around here, man. You see how language is important? You see how tongues are important? And there's no speech or language where the voice is not heard. Because regardless of the tongue, people that get excited about tongues is like you get a present and you're more excited about the box that the present comes in than the present itself. That's what it is with tongues. And our Abba, our Father in heaven, I mean, you might call it. This works for me because it makes kingdom sense. It makes sense that the Most High would have Pentecost. Send the Ruach HaKodesh came during Pentecost. Penta means 50. And it descended on that congregation like fire. And they began speaking in tongues because that message was more important than the tongue that they were speaking. It was more important. It was more important for the Ruach HaKodesh to get the message right than the tongue that they were speaking in. Because regardless of what tongue you're speaking in, you can interpret something. Right? And the Ruach, the Holy Spirit fell on that congregation at Pentecost so that everybody got the message right. So that there would be no confusion in the message. If you get all excited about the tongue, if you get offended at the tongue, you're going to miss out on the message. You're going to miss out on the message. And you know what? You might miss out on a good friend. I used to watch a lot of Mr. Rogers when I was young. Mr. Rogers used to say, a stranger's just a friend you haven't met yet. Now it's about stranger danger. Well, the standard that I'm talking about, it talks about that Bible, the Bible. It talks about if you follow the way of that God of Abraham, that you are supposed to treat strangers in a certain way. In a certain way. There's a way you treat strangers in your gates, in your midst. There's a way you were supposed to treat them. And throughout the centuries, they've clouded the way. A lot of people might say what I'm doing is mixing iron and clay. I can't fight the book. But I pick my slots. Oh, I didn't see you, Pastor. Shalom, Pastor Kofi. I pick my slots. I picked my slot long time ago. And that's the slot that I pick. If I can't help you in a positive and constructive fashion, I will leave you what is called alone. And it's about the message. It's not about the tongue. It's about the message. Because what man does is they play with that tongue, especially the one we speak in today, and tell you that words mean things that they don't, especially with what I'm hauling. Want an example? Here's one. Christ said that he came to fulfill the law. That means he did away with it. Maybe in that person's tongue. But that's not the message that he gave. Because the word fulfill means to put into effect. It don't mean do away with. You see how the message is more important than the tongue that it's in? And you see that it's the message that we wrestle with? You see how that precept is valid when it says that we wrestle not of flesh and blood, but of principalities? And a lot of these people, they don't even look up the word principality in the context and in the definition that it means in the text, because it means the origin of something, the origin. Wrestle with where it came from. What's the origin? What is the message? Never mind the tongue. What's the message? What's the message? Because the message is the news that everybody running around here talking about is so good. It's the message. It ain't the tongue. It's the message. Being excited about a tongue is good. It's good. But everything has a purpose and a place under this. And if you're using a tongue and it's not edifying somebody, if it's not helping somebody in a positive and constructive fashion, what's the purpose of the tongue? Amen. Amen. And that's the topic for today. Thank you, Kohelet. Getting excited about the tongue is like getting excited about the box that the present came in. And you take the present out the box, you chuck it over your shoulder, and you're just amazed at this box that you found. And that's a lot of Hebrew camps. Black Hebrew Israelite camps. They get so excited about the tongue that they drop the message, when the message is what's really important. And I don't throw dirt on what they doing. because it's an honorable profession. It's honorable work to try to bring people out of this system, to try to speak truth to lies. Because that's the only thing that's gonna kill a lie, the whole truth. Right? And who shall believe our report? What's the message? Do you think it's more important for a lot of these black Hebrew Israelites to tell you what tribe of Israel you came from? Or do you think it's more important for those black Hebrew Israelites to teach people that, first of all, they didn't call him Jesus. Second of all, what they taught you in that church is totally backwards. Your Christmas, your Easter, all of that's backwards. And then lay out the information for them to play it out. But make sure that the message is clear. And they muddy up that message because they learned the language. They learned the language. They learned some Hebrew, y'all. Well, that's just changing the Jesus Jews to Yeshua Jews. Because if you're going to look at somebody in palm-colored skin and automatically jump to the assumption that they are Edomite, and you want to sit there and take the Bible and use the Bible to verify that unrighteousness, because it is unrighteousness, to just look at somebody and put them in a category or a class based on what they look like, which is the system of race. And then to say that race is important to the Most High Yah, when the Most High Yah did not invent race, it was a man named Christoph Mears, is dropping the book and losing the lesson. Not only that, it's a deviation from righteousness and the message. And the message. And the message is for anybody that wants to be grafted into a family that Yahshua was sent to specifically. Yeah. Well, I don't have any more viewers, and I decided to go on today at 6:30. I'm going to change the time of the live to the afternoons. I'll be going on at 0600 Central Standard Time for those that are interested. I'll be going on at 0600 Standard Time, and I'm going to go on in the Rising sporadically for those that want to attend. To Pastor Kofi, thank you for joining. To my friend from Japan that enlightened us to characters in their language this morning and refused to translate them. Hello and good night to you as well. Thank you for joining this Rising. To Luffy is better. You have to do better with your trolling. But thank you for coming this Rising and, you know, validating that this standard I'm trucking with is show enough on the one. One being there's only one. Our Father. It must be on the one. So thank you for that. Colder Stuff, welcome back and thank you for joining. I appreciate you coming this Rising. And Ghostly with the last name that I can't say. Next time, do better. Donna Williams, Shalom, thank you for joining this. And Dwayne, thank you for joining this Rising. To Steakhouse, thank you for joining this Rising. To Your News, thank you for joining this Rising. To everybody that tuned in this Rising, may the Most High bless and keep you. And you too, if you're watching this now at a later date. May the Most High bless and keep you. May His countenance be gracious unto you. May the Most High smile on you and give you shalom. That means peace be unto you. I'm the Mad Trucker. Thanks for watching.